sometimes you're in the majalis of fisq out of necessity. Like there are people in business and things that have to be in certain circumstances where normally they would not do. And this is where you get into mudarat and mudahanat. Mudarat, the difference between mudarat and mudahanat. The mudarat in Arabic, the one you daddy, is to I just started. Did we start late? Oh, my apologies. What's that? Okay. Yeah. Wow. Hmm. Okay. No mudarat there. So mudarat is being gentle with the people of disobedience in the hopes that they get guided. This is really important. So, for instance, Izz ibn Abd salam, one of the great scholars, and he was a student of Abu al-Hasan al-Shadri. Izz ibn Abd salam, when he went into the ruler, he said to him, he said, what kind of robe is that? He said, it's pure silk. He said, I noticed your servants wear the same silk. He said, yes, they do. He said, I don't think it's really appropriate for the sultan to be wearing the same kind of clothes that his servants wear. He said, there's actually a really fine cotton that's nicer than that on the skin, and very expensive. And then he said, and also it'll get you out of the nahi, the prohibition of the thing. And that's an example of somebody using wisdom and hikmah. Had he come in and said, يا هذا سلطان تدعي أنك مسلم وتلبس هذا حريق, النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم نهى عن ذلك من أنت, that type of approach. ولو كنت فظا غليظ القلب لانفضوا من حولك. Had you been harsh and a hard-hearted one, they would have all dispersed from around you. The Prophet ﷺ, فَبِمَا رَحْمَةٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ لِنْتَ لَهُمْ. It's a mercy of Allah that you were made gentle. So the Prophet كان لين العريكة, he had a gentle nature, and he was always gentle when he spoke to people. Even the gruff Bedouin that pulled him until he got the mark on his thing, and he said, أعطيني مما. And the Prophet ﷺ, why should I give you? He said, he realized what he'd done. And then he said, oh, because you don't repay a wrong with a right. With another wrong, you pay it with the right. And then the Prophet smiled and gave him. That's the way the Prophet ﷺ was. So it's important just to remember that you're in situations and you have to know your niyyah. Mudarat is when you want their guidance. Mudahanat is when you want something from them. Like being around people of sinfulness, but you want to benefit from them materially or financially or because of their networking or whatever. So that's more of hypocrisy. Next one.
ونظر المرأة من فوق
No,
الثياب.
hold on. So كنظر تعظيما أو إزراء للأغنياء أو بني غبراء. So looking at people who are wealthy with ta'zim, exalting them because of their wealth. Now, if they're people of wealth and they're spending it fi sabilillah, these people have a high maqam because of their rarity. Because the majority of the people of wealth don't spend it fi sabilillah. So when you meet people of wealth that spend it fi sabilillah, those people should be honored. And the Prophet ﷺ honored those people, and he had those people around him. And very often, even amongst the people, the al-qawm, if the wealthy people would come in who supported the madrasa and gave infaq, they would always give them a special place. And that's not nifaq with the people of wealth. It's honoring them and recognizing that without them, we're in a place, people of wealth funded the renovation of this place. So if those people come, then the people that are running this place, they're obliged to honor them. But it's also important to remember when Umar radiallahu anhu came into the masjid and found a man just doing dhikr. And he said, Man yaqutuka, who's taking care of you? And he said, Akhi. He said, Akhuka afdalu minka. And then he left. He said, your brother is better than you. Now, Omar, this is a misunderstood tradition because people say, oh, it's like Darwasha and, the man outside is better. No, he was from the people of Tajreed in the masjid, from the people that were doing without. And his brother was from the people of Asbab. But what Omar was saying is, don't get arrogant because you're in here doing dhikr. Remember the one supporting you who's getting all the reward of your dhikr, and then he's getting the reward of supporting you as well. So he's better than you because he's enabling you to do this. And that's why it's very important to acknowledge those people. I was commanded to treat people according to their manazil, that we're not egalitarian in that way. We have a spiritual hierarchy that we recognize, and we have a meritocracy that we recognize. People are not equal. They're equal before Allah. An-nasu sawasiya. And if you look at actually in Arabic, sawasiya means they're all equal in their capacity to sin. But the an-nasu ka-asnan al-misht, people are like the combs of that's all true. The tongues of the comb, that's true. People are like that. But the Prophet ﷺ, the people around him, it's based on meritocracy. Not all of the Sahaba are of the same maqam. Abu Bakr is not of the same maqam as the other Sahaba. He had a higher maqam than all of them. And it wasn't for something, it was something that Allah put in his heart, as the Prophet ﷺ said. But it was also all that he was doing. Jaza'an bima kuntum ta'amalun. This is a reward for what you're due as well. So it's the effort that's put out. So people don't have the same maqams. On the other hand, you have to be very careful and not get in a deluded state. Because if you're serving, that's honor from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But if you're wanting to be served, then something's wrong. So this is the trickiest business in life, is honoring people but not being hypocritical, and then also at the same time, those who are people that are worthy of honor, feeling in their hearts that they deserve that honor. Because once they feel that they deserve it, they don't deserve it anymore. And so this is one of the hardest things in life, to get this thing right. So, and then also just looking down on poor people. This is very dangerous. One of the poets of Bani Abbas, in fact, his name was Abbas ibn al-Ahnaf. He talked about يمشي الفقير بين الناس, and he said وتغلق دونه أبوابها, and the people, they close their doors when they see him, the poor person. And he said وتراه مبغوضا وليس بمذنب ويرى العداوة لا يرى أسبابها. He sees animosity everywhere, and he doesn't know why people hate him for being poor. Like, he's giving a social commentary from the Abbasid period, right? يمشي الفقير مبغوضا بين الناس. He's walking and he's disliked amongst people, right? And then he says حتى الكلاب إذا رأت ذا ثروة خضعت لديه وحركت أذنابها. Even the dogs, when they see somebody well dressed, they get suddenly lapping away and wagging their tails, right? وإذا مر يوما وإذا مر يوما فقيرا عابرا. If they pass by some poor person walking by, نبحت عليه وكشرت أنيابها. They start barking at him and growling and showing their teeth. Even the dogs will do this. So that attitude towards poor people because of their poverty is a disease in the heart, and it's haram to do that. It's haram to treat people with contempt because of their socioeconomic status. It's very important to beware of poor people, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He gives victory because of the poor people. The poor people are the closest people to Allah because they have the maqam of ubudiyah. Faqr is our natural state. Allahu al-ghani wa antum al-fuqara. Allah is al-ghani and you are the poor people. أنتم الفقراء. All of Bani Adam. We're in a state of iftiqar. The definition of it, ilah al-mustaghni an al-kull wa kullun muftaqirun ilay. That's the very definition of God, is the one that everybody's in a state of poverty in relation to. And yet that your Lord is wealthy and completely independent, has no need of you. So we all need Allah, He has no need of us. We're fuqara. Dunya is a welfare state. This dunya is a welfare state, and all of us are recipients of divine welfare. And so because some of us get more than others, that should be, one, a source of fear. Like, why am I getting more? Because if you think it's from yourself, you're completely deluded. People inherit money. People rob, steal, and kill for money. Idiots can become profoundly successful in this world. And the most brilliant people can live total lives of impoverishment. Right? And this is, we see this. You'll see geniuses. You have people that are geniuses in mathematics, and they can't make any money. And then you have somebody who's a complete idiot, and he's a multimillionaire who hires those geniuses to manage his money. So that's all from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that's what